Okay, here's a contact center supervisor's home screen dashboard example. We've got some more of the quality management stats and contact stats showing on here. All of these homepage dashboards, obviously, these are all built using the same advanced reporting technology which we looked at earlier and are just as fully customizable. But importantly for workforce management on here, as a supervisor, I want to know what are my agents up to. I've asked them to be on the phone or be on their break. Are they doing that or not? So I've got a quick real-time widget in here that shows me what my agents are up to. I've scheduled someone to be on an exception off the phone, but in fact, Benta Baker here is actually talking, and that means that they're out of adherence, and we get a little red lamp showing up here, so we can see at a glance whether my agents are doing what I've asked them to do. So the principle of workforce management, of course, is we want to make an optimized schedule and then be able to do fast, easy intraday management of my contact center to make sure that people adhere to that schedule, because that should make my contact center more efficient. So here is my agent schedules screen. And I can see all of my agent schedules for the day, what it's supposed to be up to. It's supposed to be on the sale, BY here is supposed to be on the sales queue, then go on his break, then go on back onto the sales queue. I've got other guys set up in multi-skill groups for if I've got them handling multiple different channels at once. I can also let agents hop between channels. If I need people to meet different service levels at different times of the day, we can do that. So we've got Eamon here's been scheduled to be on the customer support calls queue and then swap over to the sales calls queue before his morning break comes up. I can see that across all of the contact center and for any one of my queues, and not just voice queues as well, obviously chat, messaging and so on can be done in the same way. If I drop down this little coverage drawer here, and this is where we've got great intraday management data. What this is showing me is what my forecast service level is looking like, what my target service level was looking like. The thick blue line is my actuals. It's quite late in the day as I record this, so it's already rolled on past. And these bars here are showing me what my staffing level are. And where there is green, that's where I'm overstaffed, and therefore I'm probably going to hit my service level. And where there is red, that is where I am understaffed, and that's where I'm not going to hit my service level. Predict I'm not going to hit my service level. So I can easily see at a glance that earlier in the day things are going to be fine, but later into the afternoon is where I've got a lot more red going on across the day as well. What can we do about that? Well, we can make adjustments ourselves, of course. So things like this, we can shuffle around breaks ourselves to move and adjust what's going on, and the system will update for any changes that we take that we make in real time like that. We can ask the system itself to optimize schedules, to shuffle breaks and things around to improve them, and of course we can insert overtime events for agents to pick up the slack here where we've got red if we've run out of time. So easy to keep close track of what's going on in the contact center and know in advance where the gaps are going to be, so I know if I need to get extra staff in or whatever. We saw already an adherence widget, but the same information is available here. We can see what an agent's schedule be doing, what they're currently doing. I think it's a bit later in the day, so yes, it's the European team coming online down here. Noah here is supposed to be on exception, but he's currently not ready. He's on his lunch instead, so that's showing red for him. I can also find out more information about what he's been doing during the day just by clicking on his name to get a more detailed view of what's been going on with him as well. Cool. So how do we produce these schedules? Well, they are produced to optimally meet a forecast. Let's have a quick look at the forecast manipulation. Well, yes, any changes to the schedule, none of those go live unless you click the big magic red save button. If anyone's schedule does change, obviously the agent will get an alert telling them that something's chopped and changed. Your break's moved a bit. Will come over to them. So running a forecast is very straightforward. Here's my forecasting planning screen, and it's designed to be very easy to use. So we can present data either as graphically or as tables. Different analysts like to see data different ways. These are linked, however. If I adjust my contact volume just by dragging it in the graph, it will update it in the contacts table as well. If one of these numbers does change, immediately the system, maybe saw that move there, because I changed the number of forecast contacts, it updated the number of agents forecasts are going to be required to meet that demand. We could also compare to how many people we've actually got scheduled and therefore see, what's my gap looking like already during the day. We can also do fast updates. If I get a call from the head of marketing saying, "Oh yes, we've got a new advertising campaign going," it's like, all right, well that's going to increase my call volume tomorrow by 20%. That's what usually happens. I could just add in an extra 20% or so here, and the system will distribute those contacts across the day following your normal arrival pattern. So making updates and changes to the forecast, manipulating that is super straightforward to do. It's a very fast and efficient method of generating accurate forecasts. It takes much less time than trying to do it manually out on a spreadsheet. After we've got our forecast finalized, generating a schedule is as simple as answering a few questions. Which scheduling method would you like to use? Which of the either multi-skill groups or service queues do you want to schedule for? What date range do you want to generate the schedules for? So maybe I want to go and do my March 4 weeks worth and hit the big red submit button, and that's it. Obviously, we've already got configured for each of the agents what their shift patterns and so on that they're allowed to run are, but the system crunches the numbers and goes and does it for you just after you answer those few quick questions, and then they'll immediately be available under the agent schedules system after it's finished doing that. So very fast and efficient. Now, obviously, this is a view aimed at analysts and at supervisors and managers to give you that high-level view. But obviously, agents can also get access to the system, see their own schedule, and of course, also do things like submit leave requests or request or request shift swaps or so on as well. Let's have a look at that. So I've got my mobile phone connected to my PC here, so we can see. So obviously the agents can log in with their own logon into the main web interface, but there's also a mobile-friendly version of that, so we can look at it from out and about as well. And I can see what my schedule is for the day, what's coming up for me, and I can do other things like submit requests for time off, or even make requests to have mentoring sessions with my supervisor or what have you. So let me make a new time off request. So I want to have the day off next Friday, please. Thank you very much. For the entire day. I need to choose, is it going to be from my days off, personal days, maybe different pools of holiday time. I can add in a comment, please I have to visit the dentist or root canal or whatever the excuse is for wanting to take some time off. And I can hit the submit button. There we go. Oh, I don't have any vacation time set of that particular type, so it won't let me submit that at the moment. But the workflow rules would then apply to this. We can check, as happened there, have you got any pool hours available or not? We can check what the availability on the queue is. Have I got enough green overhead at the moment to allow that person off? And we can automatically approve or automatically deny, or escalate it for manual handling up to a supervisor or manager to fulfill the request. Same thing applies for doing shift swaps. Agents like to swap their shift for particular days. We'll discuss it with somebody at lunchtime. Just pick who I want to swap my shift with, and the same thing will happen. The workflow rules can apply to it, and automatically approve or deny the request the agent puts in. The agent can, of course, see what their previous requests have looked like. So obviously I deal with the agent quite often. He gets quite a lot of his time off requests denied. So this was denied by one of our workflow rules. It was denied by the allotment rule. So one of our workflow rules says, if we haven't got enough allotted time on the queue on that day, we'll automatically deny it. So we can automate the system, and it empowers agents to have easy access to booking things like their time off and etc. swaps as well. This is obviously just a mobile-friendly version of the same site. All of the same features and functionality are going into our native applications, which are due for release at the end of February, coming very, very soon as well. All right, so there we go. Thank you very much. That's workforce management in a quick nutshell.